So you want to make money online in 2025, but you've got all this noise around you, confusion, overwhelm, and people are gatekeeping and holding things back. Well, that's not going to happen in today's video. Today, I'm going to share with you the exact blueprint that my clients have paid me thousands for over the years on how you can go from 0 to 5K a month every single month by selling what you already know. So whether you want to grow a coaching business, a consulting business, or sell education or courses online, this is for you. If you want to escape the 9 to 5 rat race, you want to escape the matrix and bend your reality to your will and create a life of purpose, fulfillment, and abundance, this is for you. I am not holding anything back. I'm sharing with you the exact system that my clients have paid me thousands for over the years. And you're probably asking yourself, why am I giving this away for free? Why am I teaching you this for free? Well, one of my biggest goals and ambitions in life is to help 1 million people in the next 10 years become financially free. And the world is changing, isn't it? And people are getting stuck in their 9 to 5s. Me and my wife were in the same position 5 years ago. I was working in a gym, working 12 to 15 hours a day. She was working selling machines to beauty therapists and boutiques and clinics, driving for 3 to 4 hours a day. We were passing ships most of the time, and things were just getting tough. So cast yourself back 5 years ago, I decided to start an online coaching business. And I have created this blueprint that I've repeated 4 times in the last 5 years to take 4 businesses with me and my lovely wife from 0 to 6 figures every single time within a 6-month period. And if you follow this system, within 6 months, I guarantee you'll be making at least $5,000 or £5,000 in that time period, which will set you up for financial freedom. Because you can get to 5K, you can get to 10K. You can get to 10K, you can get to 20K, and the list goes on. But I don't want to get you confused. I'm going to break it down very simply. This is going to be a fairly long video, so pre-warning you right now. So if you're someone that's addicted to dopamine, you can't, have an attention span for longer than 10 minutes, then this video isn't for you, sadly. And if you can't watch this video from start to finish, I'm not trying to sound horrible here, but how you're expecting to quit your job or grow your online business and become financially free. So let's jump into this, okay? So let's just say you are a complete beginner and you're thinking to yourself, how can I make money online? Well, the first thing that we need to understand is, what is your area of expertise? Where do you have a skill right now? Where do you have a passion? And what problems have you solved in your life? Whether it's for your employer, whether it's for your friends and family, or whether it's for yourself. And I'm going to use my example of when I started in 2019, and I'm also going to give you other examples as well. Because right now you might be thinking, oh, how can I make money online? I'm a dog trainer. It's like, okay, cool. So you're a dog trainer. Great. Well, you could create a 6-week course on how to train your puppy to be a perfect obedient puppy, which could have things like how to crate train, how to sit, how to fetch, how to come here, how to potty train so that they wee outside, and do that inside of 6 weeks. And people will pay you handsomely for that. You may be a barber right now, right? Let's go to the other end of the spectrum. And you have your own barber shop. And there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of barbers out there right now that would love to have a business like yours. So you can sell the knowledge, you can sell the experience that you've had over the years of how you started from being a barber to having your own barber shop and a fleet of barbershops in your local area, and people will pay you handsomely for it. So when I was a personal trainer, I was like, how can I do this online? Well, I'd solved many problems for my clients. I'd solved many problems for myself. I said to myself, I'm going to transfer this onto the online world, but I didn't know where to start. So we are going to start at the beginning. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to pick a niche, okay? So you can see the word niche here. And you want to pick a niche, and not only do you want to pick a niche, you also want to select a problem you want to solve for people. And the reason why this is so important is because the entire world, the entire business world, how people make money is by solving people's problems. And when you solve people's problems, that is valuable. And where the most value goes, that's where the most money follows. So let's just use water, for example, right? I've recently moved from the UK to the island of Crete. And here it's a lot sunnier, it's a lot hotter. So if I'm walking with my family and I start to get thirsty, okay, I then have a problem. I'm now thirsty, okay? I'm gonna get dehydrated. If I start to get dehydrated, that starts to cause pain, because pain leads to problems. And then that becomes a pain for me, and it becomes so painful that if the shop that is closest to me is selling a bottle of water, for 20 euros, I'm gonna pay for it, right? It's supply and demand. And I know that may sound like a simple explanation, but the more problems you can solve for people, the more problems you've solved for people in the past, this creates value and people will pay you handsomely to help them solve their problems. Because people have desires, things that they want to achieve, but they have obstacles that they perceive that are in the way. And these obstacles create problems, and these problems create pain. And then what happens is that they are giving up on their dreams, giving up on their desires, but if they see you online, if they see your ads, if they see your content, if they see your emails, whatever it may be, that you can solve that specific problem for them, they will want to pay you to help them solve that problem. I'm a business coach, I'm a mindset coach, I'm also a fitness coach as well, right? I have diversity inside of my business. And we solve problems for people when it comes to business. How to get more leads, how to write grand slam offers, how to make client acquisition easy and not sleazy, how to overcome sales objections so you make more money on the back end. So we have plenty of products that we sell that solve problems for a specific niche. With our fitness programs, we have people that have internal issues like autoimmune disorders and things like that. So we have a gut health program that helps people solve that problem. For men, when I used to do my Busy Man's Fitness Club, we used to help men with addiction because a lot of the men that we used to train and we used to coach, they were people that had high pressure jobs. And with high pressure jobs comes a lot of stress. And how do most men deal with stress? They drink, they may do other things that they shouldn't be doing, and then that creates more problems in their life, more problems in their business, more problems in their finances, more problems with their relationships. So there is a huge pain there for them. And one of the things that I managed to solve in my life was my alcohol addiction. I was what you call a high functioning alcoholic for 10 years. I'm not proud of it, but it was another life that I had. But I learned tools. I went on to courses and programs and I got a mentor. And he helped me reframe my relationship with alcohol so that I didn't remove it, I replaced it with something else. He helped me reframe my values. He helped me create a purposeful life. He helped me lead with purpose instead of pleasure each day. And then I ended up quitting booze for 6 months and then got a complete handle on it. So alcohol no longer controls me, I control my alcohol consumption. And that was so valuable to me, I wanted to teach it to others. And by me teaching it to other people, then that solves so many problems in their lives. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because I want you to get inspired how one small problem that you may perceive that people have can create multiple problems in their life. And if you can solve all these problems by solving this one small problem, then that is extremely valuable. It reminds me of a client I had many years ago called Jason. And Jason was a high functioning alcoholic. He'd been an alcoholic for about 17 years. He had a very high pressure job. He'd done like shop fitting and woodwork and he got some contracts with some really big companies. And he was constantly stressed out. He was constantly drinking. He was constantly doing other things he shouldn't be. He was barely sleeping. His marriage was falling apart. He wasn't spending as much time with his kids. And he built this business to be able to set himself up for freedom, to have a better life with his family. But he ended up building a prison, not just in his job, but in his mind because of his addictions. And I worked with him for 6 months and he ended up becoming alcohol free for 3 years. He ended up getting more contracts with bigger companies, ended up building a bigger team, taking more time back, spending more time with his family. He rekindled his relationship with his wife and went away from being depressed and nearly divorced to thriving and loving life and growing a relationship and spends more time with his daughter than he ever has. We just solved that one small problem. So you can see how valuable your skill set, your area of expertise, your experiences of what you've solved in life, business, family, relationships or health can convey into something really powerful that people want to pay you handsomely for. So now I hope you're fired up. I hope you're inspired now. I hope you're like, do you know what? I really want to understand how to do this. So let's jump in. So we need to pick a niche and a problem that we want to solve first. And the way that I get my clients to pick their niche is with these 3 circles, okay? So we have circle 1, circle 2, and circle 3. So in circle 1, we have to make sure that we have a skill or expertise in this area. And every time I do this, I'm going to keep referring back to my first business that I launched in 2019, which was the Busy Man's Fitness Club, which was helping men reclaim back their passion for life, taking good men and making them even better men so they can give it back to their family and the world, solving their addiction problems, helping them create a purpose-filled life and getting into really good shape so that they can just show up for themselves, their family, make more money, have better relationships and be more of a leader and an inspiration for their kids, right? So I had some skills. So you may want to pick your skills now, but I had a skill, I knew how to help someone with their health, someone how to lose weight, how to improve someone's energy. I knew how to help people with their habits and their addictions. I knew how to help them build out like an exercise routine. And I was really big on like mindset, okay? Changing people's mindset. And these are all things that I had zero qualifications in, apart from the health stuff, which I qualified as a personal trainer in 2007, right? I've been in the industry for 20 years now, and I've been an entrepreneur since 2015. So that's when I first started my journey. But all of these other areas here, this was just stuff that I'd either invested into courses for, or had mentors for, or read books, or just done loads of research and then put it into action. And when I started to put it into action, I started to create those changes in my life. Like I said before, one of my biggest problems was that I was addicted to alcohol. Alcohol controlled me, it ruined my life. And do you know what I'm gonna do right now? I'm actually gonna pause for a thumbnail. So just gonna point to that and stand there. And we carry on, right? This is why this is, raw and unedited, right? But we need to get that thumbnail. So I didn't have any qualifications in this, right? I teach business every single day, right? Because this might be something that's gonna create a paradigm for you. This is going to be something that's going to create resistance for you, and it's going to go against your belief systems. But you may think to yourself like, well, Russ, how are you coaching people in business when you don't have a degree in business? Well, let me ask you this question. Do you think the business professor in the university works 7 to 8 hours a day with the students, marks papers for 2 to 3 hours, and then once he's finished, he then goes to his warehouse or his office or his factory and then spends 6 to 7 hours operating his business that makes him millions, goes home and sleeps, and then goes back to the university? No, he doesn't. And I've met many people, I'm not knocking university, but have got degrees in business and don't have a clue as to how to run a business, okay? So don't worry about limiting yourself because you don't have the qualification. I don't have a degree in psychology, but yet I help people with things like NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. I help people understand the 12 laws of the universe. I help people create a new self-image, character, and identity so they can then bend reality to their will and create their dream life. But I don't have a degree. But I have a wealth of experience. I've solved many of these problems for myself, and you need to then try to mirror that in me of what problems you've solved, okay? So we need to pick a skill first. So what skill or expertise do we have? And then we have to have a level of enjoyment, okay? It's a little smiley face there, okay? It has to be something that you enjoy, because you're gonna pick to go all in with something, you're gonna create your dream life, you're gonna potentially, quit your job or have to work more hours on top to get this business going, but you need to enjoy it because you've got to love what you do. You've got to be able to whistle while you work, because there are gonna be a lot of challenges, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of curveballs thrown your way in the beginning stages of running a business. And then they get less and less as you go along. So you have to have a level of enjoyment. So you have that passion to back it up. And then lastly, we need to understand the validity of the market. So before we go and create this amazing offer, this amazing program, course, whatever it may be, we need to make sure that there is validity in the market. That means there is a certain amount of number of people that are available so that your product, your expertise, your pricing matches the market, okay? So we need to make sure that there's at least 20K plus people that need help with the problems that you solve. We need to make sure that you can find them and that they can find you, okay? And what I mean by that is that, are these people on social media, on the internet, and are you willing or already on social media so that you can find them? And then lastly, we need to make sure that these people have money to invest into your services. So I was having a chat with a client a while ago that wanted to help the rugby niche, okay? So he wanted to help with rugby people with performance. And I said, hey, how long have you been trying to help this niche for? And he said, 2 years. And I said, well, what problems are you facing with selling to this niche and creating, financial freedom from your program? And he said, well, the one thing is that they're always skint and they don't like investing. And I was like, okay, cool. So you've got one of two options. You either pivot niches or you adapt your pricing to them. Because I used to play rugby, I used to hang around with a lot of rugby people, and anyone who's in the playing rugby at the moment, I hope you don't take offense to this, but a lot of people that play a decent level of rugby, they haven't put in enough effort to actually get to be a professional. So instead of them saying, oh, it was because of X, Y, Z, they then blame, and then they're getting a regular job, spending most of their time playing rugby, drinking in the pub and everything else, and they have no money left over because they're trying to live the rugby life of a professional when they don't have the finances to back it up. And I know this so well because I knew so many people like it. And I'm laughing because me and my old business partner used to talk about this all the time because he was into rugby as well. And this is the exact same thing for like if you want to help students. So let's just say I want to create a program that I'm helping students pack on muscle, or I'm helping students with their confidence, or I'm helping students with focus. So I'm helping them with focus and discipline and productivity so they can get more studies done. Well, the majority of students are pretty broke. The majority of students have got loans and debts. They're probably not working on maybe a part-time job. So if I then go and create a program that costs, say, $2,000, it's not going to be a product fit at a price point for the market. So I'll need to adapt it around it, because if you are really passionate about something, you are going to enjoy it. You need to be realistic with your pricing expectations, okay? So that is step one. So pick a niche, pick a problem you want to solve. Whatever skill or expertise that you have, make sure that you enjoy it, and make sure that the market, there is validity in the market, that there's at least 20,000 plus people that need this problem solving, that you can find them on social media, they can find you by you being present on social media, and they have money to invest, okay? So that is step one. Very, very simple step, figuring out your niche. And then next, these bald rubbers are terrible, by the way. And then next, you need to create an offer, okay? So we need to create an offer. Don't worry about creating a program, a product, a course, whatever it may be yet. We need to start with the offer. And the easiest and most simple way to create an offer is to create a staircase, okay? And before I teach you this, I want to talk to you a little bit about offers, right? So when it comes to growing a business, offers are king. Because at the moment, you might be thinking about launching this business, or you're trying to, you've already launched it and you're trying to make it work, and you're thinking to yourself, like, there's too much competition. And the honest answer is that there isn't enough competition. Because if you're selling a product that helps people either improve their health, their wealth, their relationships, or their happiness, you're always going to make money. Every single business that does this, that provides services and solves problems for these particular niches, health, wealth, relationships, and happiness, they're always going to succeed. But one of the reasons why businesses fail in these areas is because they don't understand how to create what I like to call Godfather offers. Because niches and demographics and markets may saturate, but offers never will. Offers allow you to have the ability to subtly whisper in your market's ear rather than shouting across social media for attention. It allows you to be more persuasive, it allows you to create more connection, it allows you to create more perceived value. And once you then learn how to create Grand Slam offers, you'll never go out of business, you'll never go a day without sale in your life, okay? And if you are looking to, get more information on this, or you're looking to go deeper onto this into a dive, right? Don't worry, I've got nothing to sell you, okay? I actually have a link below just to a mini course. It's 7 days, it's completely for free, there's no catch, there's nothing in there for you to purchase, okay? It's just to help you start this journey along of how to select the niche. There's documents, there's resources in there, everything is plug in and play. How to create the offer, how to create the course, how to build it, how to launch it. And then if you want further help and support and you trust me enough at the end of it, and if you don't, that's totally cool, then we can potentially have a conversation, all right? It goes into a lot more depth. But anyway, we need to create an offer. Offers are king. So when it comes to creating an offer, we're gonna start with something what I like to call a core offer. And a core offer can be 4 to 6 weeks. And the reason why we want it to be 4 to 6 weeks is because it's long enough to get a result and see some kind of change, whether at a physical or a mental or emotional level, and it's short enough to keep their attention so that then you can upsell them to a premium product. And you're probably thinking to yourself right now, Russ, why aren't you telling us to create a high ticket product? Because you see this plastered all over the internet. High ticket coaching, high ticket sales, high ticket's the way to create financial freedom. And yes, they're right in a certain aspect, but if you do not have an amazing niche, a Grand Slam Godfather offer, amazing communication skills, amazing skills when it comes to emails, DMs, and so on, amazing skills when it comes to selling, especially when it comes to creating rapport asking powerful questions, conveying value, conveying the features and benefits of your product, and being world class at responding and handling objections, you are going to struggle with selling high ticket in the beginning. And as I've said before, I've been in the industry since 2007. I've been an entrepreneur online since 2015. And I have helped and worked with and worked alongside thousands of coaches, educators, course creators. And they all struggle to sell their high ticket program because they haven't been through this phase yet. And they are missing systems inside of their business. They are missing an ascension model inside of their business. And they are missing a value journey inside of their business. Because the biggest mistake of selling high ticket, in my opinion, is just selling high ticket. Just slapping a price on and increasing the price. You want to be selling high ticket solutions to high ticket problems. And if you don't have a program, a product or a course that solves the cause, then you're going to struggle. Because I see most people with high ticket products, and I used to be one of these people myself, that sell these products that are, 2, 3, 4, 5K, whatever it is, and it only solves symptoms. It's hand holding, it's surface level. It doesn't go deep into the root cause. Let me give you an example. So if we go back into kind of like weight loss and fat loss, right? I could have a client that I hold their hand for 6 months. I give them a virtual kick up the arse every day by sending them a voice note, get out of bed and do your workout. They can check in with me each week and say, yep, I'm hitting these. I can tweak and change their program and their nutrition and their macros. I can shame them or motivate them when they cheat on their diet or they keep binge eating or whatever it may be. And then when they finish the program, yes, they may lose a bit of weight, but I guarantee 6 to 12 months later, they'll gain all the weight back and more because I haven't shifted their identity. I haven't shifted their self-image. I haven't shifted and changed their habits. So if I find out that the reason why most people are overweight is because it's their mindset and their identity, I can then solve the problem, which is at the cause rather than the symptom level. So if I can guarantee in 3 weeks, 3 months, or even 6 months, I can help you control and solve your emotional eating problems. I can help you create a new self-image and a new identity so that you never have to diet again or hire a trainer. That's a lot more valuable. That's selling a high ticket solution to a high ticket problem. Just me saying, here's your macros, here's your calories, blah, 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 in my opinion, is just solving the symptoms. It's just treating it. It's just giving someone a pill instead of saying, let's look at your health, let's look at your gut health or whatever it may be. So if you're selling high ticket at the moment, you're watching this, you may be a bit triggered right now, but this is why you're struggling. And when you only sell high ticket, you have to hustle, you have to convince, you have to push people, you have to be a hard closer. You get objections all the time. You get people turning up to your calls that are the wrong fit. And you just know 10 minutes into the call, it's like, where is this going? And you're just disconnected from the process and it's messing with your energy, it's messing with your bandwidth, and it's messing with your business. So we need to start off with a core offer. And what a core offer is just a simple process, just gonna put this a little bit lower, that solves what I like to call a pebble problem for your market. This is the problem that is closest to them right now. So you need to understand what their level of pain and discomfort is, okay? And talking about pebble problems, there's 3 levels to people's problems. And then there's 3 levels to your program. We have a core offer, low ticket, a mid ticket, and then a high ticket, which is like the Rolls Royce. Because people need to solve pebble problems. So if we're going back to my fitness program, pebble problems would be understanding nutrition, understanding exercise, creating motivation, and maybe removing a habit and reframing it, right? That's a pebble problem. Then we have a boulder problem, right? This requires more work. A boulder problem is helping these people with their emotional eating problems, helping these people with their lack of self-confidence, helping these people with their addictions and reframing that so they shift their identity, and then we go beyond. So we solve pebble problems, rock problems, and boulder problems, and each of them have a ticket, a price point at them. And when you just get people in at the entry level, they then ascend themselves through your program. So you never have to sell to them again. It's just like, we've solved this problem, let's upgrade. We've solved this problem, let's upgrade. Or they continue to stay with you to maintain by the time they've reached their Everest, okay? So when it comes to this kind of offer that I'm talking about now, is we want to kind of understand where the person is at that we want to help and where they're going to finish after the 4 to 6 weeks. So right now, this is their current state, and then this is their desired state. So right now, this person might be 20 pounds overweight. They've got poor habits, particular booze, and their energy is at an all-time low. And I'm going to promise them that in 6 weeks' time, you are going to lose at least 15 pounds of that 20 pounds. You're going to be able to replace and reframe that one habit that's ruining your life. And you're also going to have your mojo and zest for life back. So you're going to just be this energetic man. And I'm going to help them with that in 3 steps. Because each of these steps represents a problem. And because they have this problem, it's causing them pain. So if I can remove that pain for them, that is valuable. And as I said before, where the value goes, the money will follow. So if I can prove to this person that I can alleviate your pain by these 3 things, okay, and these 3 things, what they do is they just build the system. They just build the protocol, whatever you want to call it, okay? The system or the protocol. And by doing so, they're going to get to that promised land. And I'm going to charge quite low for this, okay? My first offer that I put out was just £28 for 28 days. That's all I charged, okay? You can charge more if you want to, but I want you to be able to see the bigger picture. I also had a safety net in there as well, which was a guarantee that if they didn't get the result I promised, I would refund them, okay? This helps with buyers' confidence. And don't worry, I didn't get like tons of people every single month asking for refunds because we had a waiver. And the waiver wasn't to trip anyone up, okay? It was to protect me and to protect the client. So basically what the waiver said was that if you do all of these things over the next 4 weeks and you do not get the result that we promised, we will refund you the £28. We'll also give you £28 on top, so you're going to net money, and we're going to give you another 28 days of coaching completely for free. And that's what I like to call a Godfather offer, because it's a win-win. Because the prospect could get to this part here, fall off and bounce back and end up here. So he's further than when he started, and he's a lot happier because he's got his refund. However, if he didn't do the things that he signed up to do in the waiver, then he wouldn't qualify, for the refund, okay? And that's not being scammy, that's not being sleazy, that's not being deceitful, because the reason why the protocols are in there is because if you do it, it facilitates the result. So for example, they would have to hit at least 3 out of 4 workouts a week. They would have to hit at least 5 out of 7 days of their step target. They would have to post 6 out of 7 days their MyFitnessPal to show they was in a calorie deficit. And they had to turn up to at least 2 out of the 4 Q&As in order to qualify. So if somebody hit all those markers, guess what happened? They dropped 15 pounds. Sorry, not 50 pounds. They dropped 10 pounds because it was a 4-week program. They dropped 10 pounds, okay? They dropped 10 pounds. They removed the habit. They got their energy back. So every single person that done it did it. Like, we even have a guarantee with our program to help you build your coaching business. If you don't make your investment back within the 6 months, you get all your money back plus money on top and more time to work with me. But there are adherence protocols for it. There is a methodology. So if you're not willing to create the offer as we recommend, run the sales scripts as we recommend, do the marketing as we recommend, do X amount of messages, X amount of ads, X amount of content, it's just what's required. And if it seems like a lot of work for you right now, then you just need to have this mindset. You just need to go from 0 to 1, not 0 to 100. So we are giving you the plan. We give our clients the plan. You will give people the plan of how to facilitate that outcome, how to achieve that result. And if you do all that and you don't get it, yes, you get a refund, but that never happens. So it protects you and the client, right? I'm hoping that makes sense. So then we need to launch this offer, okay? Trying not to break the whiteboard here. As I said before, these rubbers, these markers, whatever they are, these are terrible. Okay, try not to break the whiteboard. Okay, we're good. So now we have our offer, we need to now launch it, okay? We need to test it. We have to get market validation. And what I mean by market validation is that these people validate that they want to hear what you have to offer, they like what you have to offer, and they're going to pay you for your offer. And once that's been validated, we can then get into what I call the hustle part of business, okay? So the hustle part is just a chapter. It's not the whole book, okay? You only need to hustle for a short period of time, anywhere between 6 to 8 weeks, then you can build systems. And what systems do, if we break down systems to an acronym, systems are there to save yourself time, energy, money, and stress. Save yourself time, energy, money, and stress. Then when you build systems, you get out of the hustle mode of sending DMs and posting and hoping to go viral and sending cold emails or whatever it may be, to actually building a funnel, actually building an ecosystem for client acquisition, okay? So you don't have to keep being in this hustle mode, this feast and famine and starting from zero every month. You're gonna build a money watering hole, people flowing to you every single day, but we have to go through this phase first. So now we've got our offer, we then need to position it, okay? So we're gonna position the offer, and I like to position it as a case study, okay? It's just language that we use, or a beta test, okay? And then once you've positioned it this way, we're gonna have a message script or email that we're going to follow. We're then gonna have a proposal that we send to people, so we don't have to jump on sales calls, and we need to have a payment gateway in order for people to pay us. And then lastly, this pen is going, we need to have a place for them to go, okay? And I'm gonna talk to you about this step by step. So we're gonna position it as a case study or a beta test. So right now you have a phone and you have social media, you potentially have email, whatever it may be. And inside of your phone book, in your contacts, inside of your Instagram, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your X, your Twitter, X is Twitter, sorry. You have people in there that you have networked with, that follow you, that subscribe to you, that you speak to. So you're gonna take a look at all of these people and you're gonna create what I call a warm list, okay? So I'm gonna get rid of this black pen because it's terrible. And I'm just gonna have some water. Oh, parched. So you're gonna create a warm list, okay? So you're gonna create a warm list. And when I first started out, I had Facebook, I had IG, and I had my phone. These were the only channels I was on. On Facebook, I had about 2K friends. IG, I had around about 1K followers. And in my phone book, I had around about 500 contacts. So when I kind of filtered all of this out to men that were of the ages of around about 28 to 50, that probably wanted to ditch the dad bod, that had high pressure jobs, or they just wanted to improve their habits, their addictions and so on, it was around about 50% of those people. So if we add this up, that's 3,500. For argument's sake, let's just say it's 1,500 people, okay? So there was 1,500 people I could message, okay? And you might be thinking to yourself right now, oh my God, I don't want to message people that I've barely spoken to, or strangers, or people on the internet that follow me. I get it, all right? But it's not serving you. It's not empowering you. It's disempowering you. It's not allowing you to move one step closer to your inspiring and compelling future. It's just these thoughts are just going to create these feelings and emotions of doubt, of imposter syndrome, of fear, and you're just going to keep replaying the past back into the present, okay? But I understand why. You know, if your parents were like my parents when I grew up, what did they tell you? They told me to not speak to strangers. Because they told me to not speak to strangers, when I got my first sales job at 19, I really struggled to cold call people. I really struggled to message people. I even struggled as a youngster to just approach someone in a bar or a nightclub because that fear of rejection or what was coded in me from my parents. So I get it. But it's a muscle that we can flex, it's a muscle we can grow, it's a muscle we can change so that we can go from thinking we're selling and being sleazy to we're actually a servant leader. We are here to serve. If you look at the word to sell in Latin, it means to serve. And you are servant leaders, right? We are here to serve others as well as ourselves. So I sent all these people a message, okay? So what I sent them was a message, and it went along these lines, okay? So I sent texts, so like in text form. I sent voice notes, and I sometimes sent video. So I'm going to use Chris, for example, okay? So I would message Chris. I'd be like, hey, Chris, how's it going, mate? Hope you and life and business is all going well. And I've just got something I want to share with you that I'm extremely excited about. It may benefit you or benefit someone else. And the reason why I'm saying it may benefit you or benefit someone else is because this is called a sideways sales pitch. Meaning I'm not directly saying, this is for you, buy my shit, blah, blah, blah. It's a lot softer and less direct. So I've got something I want to share with you that I'm extremely excited about. So I'm actually beta testing a program at the moment, right? And by the way, I had no program at the time. It's all about taking imperfect action. You build as you go. Because there's no point me spending 4 to 6 weeks or 8 to 12 weeks in the lab on the computer building this world-class program, building the website, the logo, the funnel, all the systems, the video and the recording, and then I put the offer out to the market and no one wants it. And that's happened to me many a times. Trust me, I've learned those lessons, and this is why we teach it a different way. So instead of doing that, I can test offers. And then when I test offers, I see what sticks and what doesn't stick, and I keep iterating the process and keep getting feedback from my market and the people I'm speaking to so that I can give them something that they actually want. When they tell me what they actually want, I then fit my product, my marketing, my sales, my delivery, my process around that market instead of forcing the market to fit around me. Otherwise, you're just trying to put a square peg in a round hole. And it just becomes painful. You can shave down the edges, that's even more painful to try and get it to fit, but you're just gonna have this tussle and wrestle with the market. So anyway, back to the message. So I've got something excited I want to share with you. It may benefit you or benefit someone else. So I'm beta testing this program at the moment. It's called the Alpha Mojo 28. That's what we called it. And we're helping men drop 10 pounds of weight in just 4 weeks. We're helping them reframe a habit like an addiction, like smoking, drinking, or complaining, so that they can start getting their mojo and zest for life back. And we're looking for a few case studies in exchange for a radical discount to make this program world class. Would you like to see the details or know somebody that would? Okay, and that's the message we sent. The first few messages we sent wasn't quite like that. It was more around we're just helping men with ditching the dad bod and weight loss, and we didn't get much response. But when we started to ask the market what they really wanted, so instead of looking at this person as a dead lead or someone that just doesn't want to work with me, I saw it as an opportunity to ask them a question. So let's just say I said to Barry, hey Barry, I'm launching this new program to help men with weight loss online, on how to work on their calories and blah, blah, blah. Would you like the details? And Barry says, no, not for me, thanks mate. Well, what I'm going to do now is see an opportunity here to find out what he really wants so then I can change my offer to fit my market. Because we all think about what people need, but we don't actually know what they want. And it comes from a place of ego. Like when I first started my program for busy men back in 2019, I wanted these men to be just like me, giving up alcohol, grounding in the morning with their shoes and socks off, taking cold showers, going up into the mountains and the hills to meditate, all this stuff, like working on their gut health, stopping watching news and porn and all that crap. But that didn't sell to them initially, because initially these men were just feeling a bit shit, they had bad habits, their mojo was lacking, and they just wanted that kickstart. And then I could then introduce all the other things. Remember, it's pebble problems, rock problems, boulder problems, and these systems that you create and this ascension model you create takes them on that journey to what they perceive to be their Everest, their North Star, their desired situation. So going back to Barry, I would say to Barry, so Barry, no worries, mate. Like, I appreciate you getting back to me, but I'm just trying to do a bit of market research because I want this Alpha Mojo program to be the best thing out there. So do you mind just like answering a few questions? And in return for that, I'll give you X, Y, or Z, right? And I think I was giving them away like a meal plan or a workout or something like that. And then I was giving people my time on a call, and I'll talk about market research later. So anyway, and then Barry would come back to me and he would say, well, yeah, I really need more like with motivation. I was like, well, what's stopping you from being motivated? It's like, I'm always tired. And I'd be like, why do you feel like you're always tired? It's like, well, because I stay up late most nights and I'm drinking too much. And I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Why are you drinking too much? Oh, because I'm stressed out with balancing work and making money and the kids. And I started seeing this common trend with the conversation. So I was like, well, why don't I help them in 4 weeks reframe one of these habits so it no longer becomes an addiction, it becomes a choice that they can control. I was like, yeah, okay. And then they were mainly saying like, we want to ditch the dad bod. I was like, well, to start off ditching the dad bod, losing 10 pounds makes a bit of a dent. Losing 10 pounds removes the bloat. Losing 10 pounds gets a bit of the love handles removed. And then if they can lose a bit of weight and remove a habit, they're going to be happier and more energetic. So that's how the offer evolved, right? And I hope you're taking notes here. So that's where we went from there, okay? I'm just going to get some more water and then we'll continue. Also, weirdly enough, checking we're still recording, okay? Because I've got the back of the camera facing me. So I sent this message out to my warm list, okay? And we got responses from people saying, I'd love to see the details, I'd love to see the details, I'd love to see the details. And we had a flood of men saying to us, like, we'd really love to see the details. And I was like, oh my God, I don't have all this time to jump on calls with these people for half an hour to an hour to sell to them. And also I was selling a product for just £28 as well, right? Not to say I was getting above my station, but I already had a full-time job in a gym working as a personal trainer from anywhere from 5 a.m. till 7 p.m. So I had to come up with a way to convey that message. So I created a proposal. So after asking them a few questions in the messenger script, I sent them a proposal with my offer. And I used Loom to record this over a Google Doc, okay? Over a Google Doc. And all of this is inside our mini course. You'll see in the link below, completely for free, by the way, okay? And then with the messenger script, before sending the proposal, I had to go through what I like to call a punt queue framework, okay? Because I don't want to just come across this from a transactional mindset. I want to come across as someone of value that wants to build rapport and trust with my prospects, with the market. So then that helps me build more connection, more value, therefore makes me more sales and more money, okay? So with the Punt Queue framework, before sending over the details, I had to understand what their problems or pains were by asking them questions, get some kind of urgency, like is this something that you want to solve now or later? Figure out the needs, so what do you need from me and my program for this to be the best decision of your life? I had to build some trust. So trust is just built by acknowledging them, sending a nice voice note, you know, giving them kudos for reaching out to you and so on from there. And then we just need something quantifiable. So the quantifiable thing could be I'm working towards a date, I'm getting married, I'm going on holiday, or it could be that a certain number, I want to gain X amount of muscle or lose X amount of fat. And then once we've got all this information, we can then say, cool, I'd love to send you some information now. This is going to tell you about the entire offer, the program and everything else. And then just like send me a thumbs up if you're in, or if you have any more questions, you need a bit more clarity, a bit more confidence to move forward, we can deal with that inside the chat. And if you do have the time, then you can jump on a 10-minute call to be like, okay, cool. The reason why we're on the call today is to get you signed up to the program. What questions you have for me? Because they've already expressed interest that they want this. They've already gone through the Punt Queue system. They already have seen the offer. They just need a little bit more clarity or confidence to move forward. And that can take 5 to 10 minutes on a call, and then you'll make a sale. So next, payment, okay? And if you want more information about the proposal, because this is a training in itself, the proposal is basically a Google Doc, right? And if you click the link below, you'll jump into the Leadership Lab free community, and it's all inside of there for free, okay? A proposal is just a Google Doc, and the Google Doc conveys what the offer is, who it's for, who it's not for, the main pitfalls and problems that they're facing right now, and how you solve all those pains and pitfalls with your offer, and then a skeleton of how each week looks with the features and the benefits of how you're going to be able to do this, and then the price, okay? And you're probably going to ask yourself, right, Russ, you were selling a program for £28 for 28 days, right? And I'm not saying this to impress you, just to press upon you, okay? So just over 5 years ago, I launched that business. Cast yourself to today, I've managed to move my wife, my dog, my 6-month-old baby from the UK to the Mediterranean, okay? We live in a beautiful luxury private villa with its own pool, 4 bedrooms, an annex at the back, and we have created financial freedom, okay? I'm not gonna tell you how much money I actually make, but we make multiple 6 figures every single year, okay? And we do that exactly the way that we're showing you here by creating an ascension model. Because after me doing this for 6 months, okay, after 6 months, I sold just over 500 men the £28 for 28 day program, okay? And after those 4 weeks that they did, over that 6 months period, over 100 people decided to work with me for the next 12 months. And they either worked with me for 12 months at £99 a month, which is about $120 for the next 12 months in my group program, or they paid me £350, which is about $450 to work with me for the next 12 months in my one-to-one service, okay? And we gave an incentive of a 15% discount if they paid annually as well. So after just pushing what most people perceive, a small program, a small fee, thinking how are you going to make loads of money, all this crap, right? At the end of the 6 months, we were making an average of 12 grand every single month. And I then retired my wife from her job, and then we started the same business for women, helping women reclaim their confidence back after having children and a family and all that sort of stuff. And we did it again. We created another 6-figure business. And then my wife created a gut health business because she's a specialist in gut health. And I'm really passionate about mindset. I'm really passionate about business. I'm really passionate about helping people. I just love helping people create freedom in their life. So then we started the Leadership Lab. And we've just repeated this blueprint that I'm teaching you right now every single time. Okay? Like, the only reason why you need to pay a coach or a guru is for implementation, is to get into their heads and understanding their perspective of how they perceive problems and business and sales and marketing and, you know, all the things that you may see as resistance right now, all the things that are holding you back, all these beliefs that aren't serving you, and for someone to hold you to account, to be accountable. But if you watch this video over and over again, if you want to go one step further and just join my free course, okay, it's completely for free, and you have the leverage, the purpose, and the desire, and the will, and just that pizzazz about you to just keep moving forward, you can be financially free in the next 6 months. Like, you really can. And you don't have to spend tens of thousands on coaches and gurus and everything else. Trust me, okay? So, I've kind of lost track of what I was talking about. Oh, yes, I remember now. The Google Doc. So that Google Doc is what we would send. I would grab a Loom account. So Loom, just Loom, so I'll just put it there so you can see about .com. It's free, and you can just record your screen with your face while you're going through the Google Doc, and you can send people this link and they'll be like, wow, I can't believe how much value you're giving away. I can't believe how much value this has, the problems you're going to solve, and it's only this price. It's a Godfather offer. It's ridiculous for people to say no to. It's an offer that people cannot refuse. Okay? And then we need to then take payments. So in order to take payments, we use Stripe, but you can use PayPal and anything like that, but just Stripe is better. You can just get Stripe set up within a matter of minutes. Just go onto stripe.com, put in your details, whether you're a sole trader or a limited company. If you don't have a website, you can just put in your Facebook address, okay, for your Facebook account. And then you can then start creating payment links and payment gateways that go straight to your bank within a few days, immediately, okay? And then lastly, you need a place to coach your clients, okay? So, or a place to educate people, a place to deliver your course, a place to deliver your services. Some people like to use just email, they like to use a WhatsApp group, they use things like a Facebook group, Kajabi, a website, whatever it may be. We like to use School, so school.com to deliver our service, okay? So we use School. The reason why we love School is because you have community in there, so a place for all of our clients to have conversations, to ask questions, to be accountable, and feel like they belong to something, like the world is crying out for community. I'm a firm believer you're the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. I'm a firm believer that your peer group, show me your peer group and I'll be able to tell what your life's like, because all your peer group is a bunch of people you hang around with long enough to end up modifying your behavior, your language and your actions to get their approval and fit in. It's why when like you were 12 to 15 years old, you might have thrown a brick at a shop window, or you might have smoked a cigarette, right? It's why they call it peer pressure. And if your peer group right now isn't enriching you, isn't inspiring you, isn't empowering you, isn't uplifting you, then guess what? Inside of communities around the world, you can find people that are. So if you want to help people solve a problem and everyone around them is a bit like pessimistic, a bit of a defeatist, by you having community, they're going to have like-minded people around them that are going to clap when they win, that are going to bring them up when they're feeling down, that are going to hold them to a higher standard, okay? So school is great for community. Also, inside of there, you have a classroom. Inside the classroom, you can have modules where you can teach all of the problems you've solved so they can do it themselves. You can add resources, you can add links, trainings, videos, proposals, whatever it may be. There's a calendar section in there as well. So if you want to do one-to-many group calls, you want to do one-to-one coaching with people, you can do that inside there as well. And don't worry, you can do this on Facebook and other places. I just prefer how school looks, okay? So now we've got out of this phase here, we now need to move into the next part, which is delivery and then upsell, okay? So let me get rid of this. And if you're still watching, give yourself a huge pat on the back, okay? Because most people can't watch a 60-second TikTok without scrolling to the next one, okay? I'm just gonna check how long we've been going for. So we're 50 minutes in, congratulations, okay? So we have been through selecting your niche, the pain and problem that you wanna solve, what skills you have, do you enjoy it, and is the market valid, and there's enough people there for you. We've then looked at your offer, we're creating a core offer to start, pick your price point, pick the problems you wanna solve, and then we're gonna then create a list of people that we can message to help solve this problem. And then we're gonna message these people, have conversations using the PUNQ framework, pain, urgency, need, trust, quantifiable information. Then we can send them a proposal. They'll see the proposal, say, this is great. We send them the Stripe link, we get paid, and now we have to deliver, okay? So delivering the service, as I said before, you can do that inside of school. And then once you've delivered your service for your 4 weeks or your 6 weeks, you're then going to upsell. So as I said before, people have different levels of problems. They have pebble problems, they have rock problems, and they have boulder problems, okay? I'm just gonna go and grab another pen. We'll go with a blue. Let's go with a blue. So people have pebble problems, they have rock problems, and they have boulder problems. I need like an assistant for these really. Okay, cool. So we have different levels of problems. So we've already sold them the solution to solving this problem. So if you remember, this was just helping them drop their first 10 pounds, helping with the habits and getting their mojo back for life, okay? So now this price point was at £28. Then my next price point, I sold this in the beginning for 500, but eventually it was actually 1997, okay? But we don't need to worry about that right now because you can always increase your prices later. So it was 500, and this was for 28 days, and this one here was for 90 days, and then we had our 12-month program here, and we had pricing for this, but we actually removed this over time and then just jumped straight into this, but that's another story, okay? So now we've solved these problems, we now need to solve the problem of like consistency. So how to stay consistent. We need to solve the problem of all their other habits that they may have. We might want to help these people with their values, on how to be food free so they never have to track a calorie again. And then the boulder problems up here was all about improving their connections, helping them with freedom, creating a powerful mindset, and becoming just a man of value and purpose, right? And this is how we ascended these people through this here. And when we ended up ascending people through, we did it all in just one hit. So in week 4 of the program, we did a graduation call. So instead of framing this as a sales call, an upsell call, it was a graduation call. So as I was coaching these men for the 4 weeks, I was like, join me on Wednesday at 5 p.m. for the graduation call. I want to celebrate your wins. I want to hear about what you're most proud of. I want to get your feedback from the program so we can make it even better. And then also help you build a blueprint and a roadmap for the next 90 days. So out of all the 50 to 100 people that signed up, about 40 to 50% of them joined the call. The ones that didn't, we recorded the call and then we sent it to them. Say, watch this replay, let us know what you want to do next. So on this call, and you can do these individual if you like, but I just wanted to save time. I prefer to do things in a leverage way. I prefer to work smarter rather than harder because money loves speed. So what ended up happening was all these men joined the call and they all sat on Zoom. I asked them a few questions and we just said what are you most proud of, guys? What are your 3 biggest wins since joining the program? What did you learn about yourself or about nutrition or mindset that you didn't know before? Okay, perfect. So where would you like to be in 90 days time? And they all wrote it down. And what do you think are going to be the main obstacles and challenges that you're going to face along that way? And they were saying, well, I probably will get like, I'll lose motivation, or it will be something to do with my habits will creep back in, or I'll end up going back to eating shit food, or my energy levels will crash. And I was like, cool, we're going to solve this for you in the next 90 days in our next program. So they gave me the offer, they gave me the value, they gave me the process. Like, what a cheat code, right? Instead of you just having to think for days and weeks on end of like, what am I going to deliver next? What am I going to sell to people? What products can I create? The market will give you the value. We did this exact same thing with the Leadership Lab. The Leadership Lab started around about, 2.5 years ago. And it started off as just a sales program. It was called the FitPro Sales Academy. And I just wanted to help fitness professionals with their sales, because I love sales, I love teaching sales, and I know of thousands of online fitness coaches that just suck at sales, right? They're terrible at handling objections, not many people turn up to their calls, all those sort of things. So I did the same thing, is I built a warm list. I have 300 higher ticket coaches on Facebook. I voice noted every one of them, hope business is going well. I've got this 6-week program that's going to double your show up rates, double your close rates, and you'll be able to handle objections like an absolute Jedi. If you don't 4x the money you invest into the 6-week program, we'll give you all your money back plus 500 quid on top, plus another 6 weeks of sales coaching. Would you like to see the details or know somebody that would? And guess what? Out of those 300 people, 86, 87, I think it was, said, yeah, I'd love to see it. So what did I do again? I crafted a proposal from the framework, sent them the proposal. 23 people said yes. It took me 2 weeks to do the research on the market, to message the 300 people, to get back to the 86 or 87, to create the proposals to send to the 23, have the conversations to send the payment links, and get the sign up. So in 2 weeks, we started from zero in a new business to £11,500, which is about $13,000 in just 2 weeks. And then I taught them sales for those 6 weeks. But while I was teaching them sales, I was also asking them what other problems they needed to solve in their business. So that when it comes to the graduation call, I already knew what they wanted next, but I wanted to validate that on the call. And they were telling me, we need to know how to select the right niche. You've seen me teach that today. We need to know how to write better offers. I've shown you this today. We need to learn how to deliver a better program. We want to understand Facebook and Instagram ads. We want to know how to build systems. We want to know how to build a team. And I was like, well, luckily for you guys, our 12-month program after this teaches you how to do all of it. And we gave them an offer that they couldn't refuse, 2.5K for the next 12 months in the program. And out of those 23 people, 17 said yes. And if my math serves me right, within an 8-week period of 2 weeks of prospecting, 6 weeks of delivering, and then upselling, me and my wife made just a bit short of 40 grand. And I don't say this to impress you, I just say this to press upon you how easy and simple this can be. Let me reframe that, how simple this can be. It's not easy. It's not hard, it's just a lot of work. But you do this groundwork, you do the hustle, you do that part for a period of time, and guess what? You'll set yourself up for financial freedom, and then you can move into the next steps, okay? Just gonna get rid of this rubbish. Okay. So, let me check on the time. Wow, we're nearly at an hour. Well done, guys, if you're still here, okay? And this is probably the longest video I've posted on here, but I just wanted to give so much value away. And I'd love to hear in the comments, whether it's in a week's time or a month's time or a year, like where you are in your journey now from watching this video. What are you implementing right now? And if you have any questions around things that haven't been so clear, let me know in the comments, because then I will make just one video expanding on that for you. If you'd like to see more or less of what you've seen today, let me know and I will provide, okay? So we've now upsold to these people. They're now in your like 90-day or your 6-month or your 12-month program, whatever it may be. And you're now like, right, I've got to deliver, I've got to build, I've got to do trainings, but I don't want to stop the lead flow coming. Well, now we don't want to stop the lead flow coming. This is when we can start now focusing on content, and we can start focusing on paid acquisition to leverage our time so that we can still get a flood of leads to sell to later or to sell to continually, while not burning ourselves out by juggling delivery and everything else, okay? Because it all comes down to systems. So we've now got this 4-week program, right? So I had the 4-week program, it's called the Alpha Mojo. Remember this? Alpha Mojo 28. And from the Alpha Mojo 28, there was some stuff in there around mindset. There was some stuff in there around like how to ditch a bad habit. There was stuff around there on food. And there was also on exercise, can't spell exercise, and also like energy. Okay? So what you do after this is that you extract from here these things. And what you do is you create a minimal viable product like a lead magnet or a course, like a mini course, or this can be an ebook, PDF, whatever it may be, okay? So you're gonna create from those. So from that, I could create 1, 2, 3, I could create 5 of these, okay? And then what I did with these 5 is then I started to then on my social media, I started to create a social funnel, okay? And this is what a social funnel looks like. So you've got top of funnel, middle of funnel, and then bottom of funnel here, okay? So top of funnel, was my social media. So I had IG, I had Facebook, and now I use YouTube, okay? You only need to pick 2. So Facebook, IG, YouTube was top of funnel. So this is where I would produce content. And in my content, there would always be a CTA, a call to action. So when it came to me producing content, I would give away in my content plenty of value and plenty of insights. Just like what I'm doing now. I'm giving you guys value, meaning that I'm helping you solve problems, I'm educating you on how to basically get to the next step. But I'm also giving you insights, which is like perspective shifts, belief shifts, as to why people struggle with like high ticket sales only. Why you need to go through a hustle to start with, but then you build systems and so on and so forth. And I would create content every single day around this. And then at the end of it would be a CTA, a call to action. Okay, so let's just say I was talking about energy. I may do today a video to say like here are 5 ways to improve your energy as a busy professional man. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. And also, if you're interested, I have a free masterclass that teaches you everything you need to know how to master your energy as a modern day man. If you would like the training or you'd like the resource or the ebook or the download, comment the word energy below and I'll get it over to you. So that's one way I can do that. I could do the same for exercise, could do the same for food, the same for habits, and the same for mindset. And then with that CTA, they would then move into my middle of funnel. So I would get either a DM from them to send them the thing, or I would get their email address to send them the thing. So now I've got that. I now have data. I'm now building out my sales asset. I'm building a watering hole to be able to sell to people continually. Because if all you're doing is just selling and selling and selling and doing direct response marketing over and over again, like people hate to be sold to. I don't like being sold to, you don't like being sold to. If people feel like they're being sold to, they just switch off. And there are around about 2 to 3% of the market right now that are almost ready to buy or slightly close or ready to buy. But what about the 97 to 98%? The 97 to 98% of the market out there, they're sick and tired of being sold to. All they want is some value up front. All they want is some goodwill. They just want you to give first so that you can ask later. And that's how you really build like a sales machine inside your business. This is how you go. You never go a day without a lead. You never go a day without a customer. You never go a day without signing up a client for long term. Okay? So they then move to middle of funnel. So I'm posting content with CTAs and then I get their data. And then on bottom of funnel, okay, here is they're gonna book either a call with me, okay, or they're gonna join my 28-day program, all right? Because I can sell this without a call. If you wanna just sell high ticket, you can, but from there. So what happens here is then we just have touch points. We just have touch points, okay? And what I mean by touch points is there's a statistic that Google made recently called the 7-11-4 rule, okay? And what that states is that in order for someone to build enough familiarity, I can never say that word, familiarity, that's the one, with you, your brand, your business, your product, they need to consume at least 7 hours of your content across 11 different touch points in 4 locations to become close enough to become a buyer. And that seems like a lot of work, right? But you can actually rig the game, because the way that you rig the game is by these 3 levels here. So the first level here is you are renting your audience's attention, okay? You are renting your audience's attention. But renting their attention isn't enough, right? Because like attention is the new oil, right? The more attention you can get online, the more attention your ads can get, then the more sales you're gonna make. But a lot of people just get that attention and they don't do nothing with it. They don't take that attention from being rented and they don't own it. And the way that you own their attention is by them jumping on your email list or by them joining your school community for free. As I said before, this is a shameless plug, guys, but it is what it is. We're in business, right? And what I'm saying to you right now, you'll be teaching to others. We have a 7-day mini course that has all the resources for this inside of it, plus 500 other people that want to create financial freedom, either selling education, courses, coaching, consulting, whatever it may be. But they all want to achieve the same thing. They either want time, location, or financial freedom. They want to escape their current situation, and they want to build a life of purpose and abundance. And what we do is when we post content every day, we give away this course for free so that we create leads. And what ends up happening is that over time, with these touch points of you seeing more of my clients' results, you're seeing testimonials, stories, having conversations, posting value, goodwill, giving you access to more courses for free, whatever it is. Eventually, like death by 1,000 cuts, something's going to hit you in the feels that's either going to trigger you or inspire you to take action. And that action will be, Russ, I need your help. Let's jump on a call. Russ, can I learn more about what you do? Then I send you the proposal, or we jump on a call. I identify your problems. I convey that I can solve them. You believe that I can. You believe you can do the work. And then guess what? You jump into the program. You buy either my fitness program, my mindset program, my business program, whatever it may be, or mentorship or one-to-one. But it all starts with building that social funnel. And the social funnel is where we have our social media. We have a call to action on everything we do. We either get them to DM us for the thing, jump on our email, or it's inside a school community. And then over time, you either book a call or show a proposal. And then what that does is it spits out sales. We've got a pound sign there and a euro. I'm getting used to the euros over here in Crete. So I hope that makes sense, okay? So here's where the magic happens as well, right? Because yes, you're gonna have to keep producing content. Like the more attention you can get, the more you can grow your personal brand, the more people associate your personal brand, the easier it is for you to sell whatever it is you offer, because you build trust with the market. You start to build clarity with the market, meaning that they completely understand what you do and how you do it and the components and the mechanisms and the unique selling points that you have. And then over time, that helps them build certainty. And they have certainty themselves, like, I can see myself doing this with that person. I can see myself being in their program. So when you have know, like, and trust and clarity and certainty, client acquisition becomes easy and simple, predictable, reliable, therefore scalable. So talking about scalable, right? We don't always want to think like, oh God, this is the only way to do it. I can't build any leverage. Well, then what we do is every single month, we look back on our social media posts. So whether you're posting what I call two-step posts or long form or short form written copy, or you're posting reels, you're posting YouTube videos, you're posting shorts, you're posting carousels, you're gonna have data of what got the most attention, what got the most conversions. And whichever one got the most crossover of attention, and conversions, you're gonna then run it as an ad, okay? So you're gonna run it as a Facebook ad and an Instagram ad. You can learn YouTube ads, you can learn Google ads. Like, I'm not gonna teach you all that today. There's fucking 10 hours easily of content to teach you all that. But you're then gonna push this from your social funnel to a paid funnel, okay? To a paid funnel. And then that's gonna be, now you're gonna make money work for you, okay? And I'm saying this again, not to impress you, but to press upon you. I just want to give you perspective. I'm not trying to sound arrogant here or an arsehole or anything, but there are 3 levels to money. People who are poor that have money, people that are a middle class, and people that are rich, okay? And I've been all three of these, by the way, and I jump between these two sometimes as well, right? Like poor people, okay, and I don't mean that with any disrespect, I'm not trying to be offensive, but I used to be extremely poor, okay? Poor is a situation, broke is a mindset before anyone says anything. All I ever did is I went to work to earn money, to pay my bills, and to buy the shit that I wanted. And then when I became more middle class and I started earning more money and I got a promotion or whatever it may be, I earned enough money again to pay my bills, buy the shit that I wanted, and buy other stuff that I couldn't afford because I had good credit. So I wanted to have enough credit, enough money to buy the other things that I couldn't afford. Then when I started to become more wealthy and have more of a rich and wealthy mindset, every penny and every pound and every dollar I earn, I look at ways that I can put that money into something like ads, advertising, marketing, or other investments to make me more money, okay? So that is how you create wealth. So when you start putting money to your offer, you then make a return on your investment or a return, ROAS, on ad spend. And for every dollar that you spend on ads, if you're making $2 to $3 back and then $3 to $4 back and then 5 to 6 and beyond, you have then created a machine to print money. Alex Hormozi says this, right? Don't invest into the S&P 500, invest into the SME 500, okay? If I found, let's just say, for example, I got an email, a relative has sent me some money, they've sent me $10,000. I can put that $10,000 in the S&P 500 and maybe make 5% of it every single year. Or I can put that 10 grand to advertising to sell my product because I already have a skill and expertise and proof in the market that they want my offer, and I can make anywhere between a 10 to 20x return on that investment. I could double, triple, or quadruple that 10 grand in the next 12 months just by investing into ads for my business. That's how crazy it is. Like, I've been running ads on Facebook and Instagram since 2015, so for 10 years now, and I've not found any other, and I'd love for you to tell me if there is one in the comments below, I've not found any other investment that gets me a bigger return than Facebook ads. I'll give you an example. I remember in my first year of business, I think I spent 12 grand on ads, and I averaged every single month around about 5 to 7 grand return on my investment. So I made about 80 grand in my first year from 12 grand of ad spend. So that's around about 6 times return on investment, which is crazy. That's a 600% return on interest if you put 12 grand into a bank account. Imagine putting 12 grand in a bank or investment and you get 70 to 80 grand back every year. This is what you can do with this shit. This is how crazy this is, okay? So then we start to build a paid funnel, okay? So now we have the paid funnel, we're then now starting to build systems so we can continue to keep generating leads and we can keep generating sales inside of our business, okay? We are getting towards the end, guys, all right? So thank you so much for those of you that have made it this far, okay? So just to recap, we picked the niche, the problem that we want to solve. We then now know that, is this market something that I enjoy? Do I have a skill or expertise? And is there an availability of people with money, over 20,000 people that I can find and they can find me? We've got that sorted. Now we're going to create our first offer, a 4 to 6 week program or a 4 to 6 week offer, whether it's education, consulting, coaching, that solves a pebble problem for the market. We're now going to create a warm list so we can just hit people that we already know and send them a proposal and make sales. After we've delivered the product, we're going to upsell, and that's where we're going to make the big money. Like I said to you before, I was taking on like 50 to 100 people every single month for £28, and off the back end of it, 20 to 30 people were upselling for 500, then 900, then 1,500, then 1,500, and so on from there. They were just signing up on the back end because they got the value. I helped them build trust with me. I helped them solve a problem. Like, I want you to take me on this journey, Russ. Once we've done that, we're going to now start thinking about building our social funnel. So pick 2 channels and just go all in with those for now. I recommend Instagram and YouTube. So the great thing about YouTube is that you can make long form content. You see this long form content I'm doing now. So this video is going to be over an hour long. So instead of me thinking about, oh, how do I tick a box and create more content? I can just take this one video. I can get CapCut, which is free, and it's only a few dollars a month if you want to pay. Okay, so I ran out of phone memory for the last part of the video. So where I was at was, you're then going to start creating content, right? So just like this video you see right now. So I'm creating this, what I call long form content. And the reason why I create long form content is not just because I want to give a lot of value away, but this helps me also leverage my time. So you might have to do this yourself in the beginning, but you can pay someone like a VA or a specialist to do this later. But this video is coming on for just over an hour long, right? And inside of this video, I've given away a lot of value and I've given away a lot of insights. And I'm not saying this to blow my own trumpet, I'm saying this to give you perspective, right? So I've given away a lot of value, a lot of insights. And there's a lot of little golden nuggets in there that you may have seen. So what I can do is I can upload this video to my computer, or I can keep it on my phone, and I can get an app called CapCut, and it's completely for free. And I can go through CapCut and watch this video back and find little 30 to 60 second parts of it that I can extract and look at these from the angle of like, wow, that's really valuable. Like when I said, for example, you know, the way to create value is like value is created when pain is alleviated. People have pains and problems. And if you can convey how you solve problems and how you give insights with your content, that's going to be valuable. And where the value goes, the money follows. So I can take that part, I can edit that, I can add some like captions, like subtitles and things like that on it. And then I've got clips that I can put out onto Facebook, onto Instagram, onto X, onto YouTube Shorts, so that I can be everywhere. I can create omnipresence. So no matter where people go, I'm gonna keep popping up on their feed, and I'm gonna keep showing up with my, what I call two-step offers. I don't know why I did that. Two-step offers. What I mean by a two-step is that I talk about the problem, I talk about how I solve it, I give them some value, some insights, a belief shift, something to do. And then at the end of it, I say, well, look, if you want further help with this, I have this free thing. Because when we had the Busy Man's Fitness Club and the Alpha Mojo program, we extracted from that a little mini PDF that helped you with mindset. We had a mini video training that helped with nutrition and so on and habits, so that we could create multiple offers without having to do all the sleazy selling, because we were leading with value. And if you give value first, people are indebted to you. People build relationships with you. People build trust with you. And then I would look at all of that content over the previous 30 days of all my shorts and reels and carousels and long form and short form posts and everything else, and have a look at which one got the most engagement and conversion. So not just engagement, but engagement and conversions, the crossover. And what I mean by engagement is the views, and what I mean by conversions is the amount of people that commented the word or gave me a thumbs up or raised their hand saying, I want this free thing. Because let's just say, for example, I post 3 pieces of content a day, and I have 3 different offers going out a day. So like one for mindset, one for health, one for exercise. And I get like 1,000 views a day across all of those. So let's say we get just 333 views per video. Then what's going to happen if I consistently do that every single day for 30 days, I'm going to get, what's that going to be? 90,000 views. And out of those 90,000 views, maybe like 5 to 10% of those people are going to raise their hand and say, I want this free thing. So I could have anywhere between 150 to 200 people downloading this free thing. That means I've got about 200 people on my email list, 200 people in my school community going through my free mini course. And I've then taken their rented attention and turned it into my owned attention. And the reason why this is so important is because people have a very fickle mind. They are very dopamine addicted. They have very, very low attention spans. As I said at the beginning of this video, like if you've made it this far, you stand a chance of making it as an entrepreneur. You stand a chance of growing a business for financial freedom. But if you don't, then you don't, right? And there's no judgment. So what happens is that people's attention are going everywhere. And I could watch someone's post today and be like, oh, that was pretty cool, swipe again. That's pretty cool, swipe again. But one grabs my attention, and then there's an offer at the end, a CTA, a call to action of like, well, I have this free thing that teaches you how to do this further. If you'd like it, just comment the word below. And then I comment the word below, and then they say to me like, we're going to inbox you with the free thing. And then I jump into their school community or their Facebook community or their email list, whatever it is, the way that they deliver that free product. Or it could even be a low product, like $3 to $7. So you acquire a customer instead of a lead. Like I quite prefer to do that. And what you're going to see later on my videos is examples of this, right? I'm creating at the moment a 1% mental toughness challenge. So it's a product that you can buy. It's completely downloadable. It's yours for life. And it's only a few dollars, but it teaches you in 90 days how to create mental toughness. So you can beat procrastination. You can beat imposter syndrome. You can create more self-discipline and focus and drive and manage your emotions, because that's what I truly believe is the most important foundation to have to create the life that you want. It's not about chasing the money. It's not about chasing the business. It's chasing the version of you that can have it with ease, because if you was already that version, right, you would already have it. And instead of me just saying like, have this free thing, yes, we have a free school community, but it's like, would you like to purchase this product for like $7? And if you do, then you become a customer, and customers repeatedly buy, right? If the value's there, if the product was good enough, okay? So what I was saying is that let's just say this person, I then jump into their school community to get the free thing. If his community is vibrant, if he's giving value every day, if there's a great vibe in there, if the product's actually really valuable, and it's probably something that I would pay for, but it was for free, right? Because you need to make content and products people will pay for free, so that if it's that good, people will pay you for your services. They'll be like, well, if this is free or something for $7, then what's it going to be like if I actually invest money into this person, right? You're conveying that perceived value. Then I'm going to stay in that community, and I'm going to check that more than social media. So he's now taken me from being his rented attention to his owned attention, and over time, he'll monetize my attention into his program, right? I'm hoping you're getting this. And then you're probably thinking to yourself now, like, that seems like a lot of work, you know, posting 1 to 3 times a day, creating new content, creating ideas. And yes, it will be in the beginning, but over time you'll get in flow. But if you want to slow that down and still reach the same amount of people, if not more, and do that while you sleep, or you're away on holiday, or you're playing with the kids, or whatever it may be. Oscar, look, check out my dog. Look at that, look. You're not meant to be on there, mate. Off. He knows I'm recording. As soon as some reason, when I do like calls with clients or I do these videos, as I'm finishing the video, my tone must change, because then he comes rushing over to me for a cuddle, right? But anyway, what I was saying is that if you're thinking about getting more of this out there, then you can then run paid advertising, which we spoke about, right? You can learn Facebook ads. They also work with Instagram. You can learn TikTok ads, YouTube, whatever it may be. And then you're putting your profits from your business to work to make you even more. So that right now we have ads running, right? We have an ad running for people in our school community. We have an ad running for my wife's gut health program, so that while we're working out and we go for lunch and we go for a nice walk today and we've got friends coming over for a barbecue, or we're just going to sleep. Oh, sorry, I keep cutting him, but look, he is majestic. Look, dear little boy. Love that dog. Then what happens is that we are, you know, enjoying our time and relaxing, and then we like look over at our phone. It's like, oh, you've made a sale for $27. Oh, you've made a sale for $7. Oh, wow, 10 people have joined your community. 5 people have joined your email list. It's like we are making money consistently because we've built systems. And if you remember, systems save yourself time, energy, money, and stress. And systems are what are going to help you build leverage so that you can actually build a freedom business, because you don't want to build a business that then becomes a job, and that job then becomes a prison, right? And once again, not to impress you, but to press upon you, when you get to that stage, like 6 to 7 months in, maybe 8 to 9 max, you'll only have to work a modest 2 to 3 hours a day in your business, and maybe a modest 1 hour a day on your business, and then that's it. You've got the rest of your time. So for example, I spend Mondays and Wednesdays in my business with clients. So I deal with client problems and questions, and I deliver calls and coaching, whether it's one-to-one or it's group. And then Tuesday, Thursdays and Fridays, I pretty much just like create these videos, right? So I have to work like an hour, 2 hours a day. So all in all, I'm averaging about 4 hours a day. And if I want to take a week off, I can. If I don't want to post content for a week, I don't have to, because my ads are doing the work. But I couldn't just jump straight into ads, because I needed to test what the market wanted. I needed to test the content that was resonating. So then when I put my money to it, I get more bang for my buck, okay? So I'm gonna close the video off in a second, but congratulations if you've made it this far. Please like and comment and subscribe if you wanna see more and you wanna join me on this journey. So currently, you know, we're making over 6 figures in our business. It's taken us 5 years to get there. But for my clients that work with me, it takes them just 12 months, because I'm teaching them all the things I did, not all the mistakes that I made. And we are on the road at the moment. We're giving ourselves 18 months to get to 7 figures. And the main reason for that is that we want to buy our own home outright here in Crete and set our daughter up to be financially free by the time she's 21. I'm turning 40 this year, and I don't really want to be, having to work all the hours under the sun while she's growing up. So we have learned these skills and done all this for a reason. And I'm going to share everything I'm doing on this journey, the mindset, what I'm doing for my body, my health, because I turned 40 this year. I'm trying to get into the best health of my life. And at the moment, I hope no one gets scared at the moment, but it's not looking good, guys. Look, there's a little bit of this here. These are scratches from the dog. I was trying to teach him to swim in the pool. They're not from the missus. So I want to get back into the best aesthetic health I can in the next 6 months for my 40th, and just convey value and teach you guys how to do it so we can create as many financially free people as possible. And if you'd like to see more or less of what I spoke about today, comment below. If you have questions, comment below, and I will see you in the next video. Stay blessed, and I'll see you on the other side.